Hey everyone, so before this video starts, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and also comment down below what other suggestions you'd like me to do next. Officer Steele announces they're having a musical, which is nice, until you realize Norman will probably play some part in it.
The director of my new musical, Officer Steele.
What's it about, sir?
It's a reenactment of the great coal shed fire of 2020.
So, this musical was inspired from the events of the Great Fire of Pontypanny, which, keep in mind, was the fire that almost gave everyone a world record for being homeless and jobless in the fastest time possible. And you're out here writing a musical for it like it's some Disney origin story.
Stand back, everyone! The star of the show has arrived!
You know, if there's one thing I've learned about Norman in plays, it's that he always thinks he's the star of the show. And technically, he does get all the attention, but in the same way Diddy gets his attention. People can't look away from it, but only because they're waiting to see how much worse it gets. Officer Steele is confused on where all the other children are, and you might be thinking the same. But we soon get the answer that Norman tricked everyone else into thinking the auditions were being held in Dillis's shop. And by everyone else, I mean James, Sarah, and Mandy. Because that's it. That's the entire child population of Pontypanny. I don't know if this town has a low birth rate or if they just stopped counting after 4. The latter is probably for the better. Apparently, Officer Steele has no idea how auditions actually work because he just hands Norman the part without even checking if he can act. But who cares about talent when you live in a town that serves a population under 20 and a kid who's responsible for 99% of the fires? This is when Fireman Sam shows up to announce that all the buckets are in place for an emergency, because the moment he found out Norman Price was the star, he decided to take the safe route. And honestly, smart move. When Norman's involved, disaster isn't a possibility, it's a scheduled event.
Oh, sir, I thought maybe I might have a smaller part this time around. It would be nice if I wasn't fighting a fire for once.
Oh, Sam, you'll be fighting fires regardless of what role you land. Because let's be real, if you had moved away during the end of the Great Fire of Pontypanny, Norman Price would have finished what he started and turned this town into a post-apocalyptic landscape level in 60 seconds. You know, the, video game? Whatever. Mike finds out he's going to be the main star, and the way he expresses his excitement is kinda weird if I'm being honest.
Me? I'd be honored.
Yeah, Mike, you must have felt so honored when you left your wife and daughter to run off with some other woman who's got bigger lemons. And no, I'm not talking about her cooking. Officer Steele didn't have the budget for costumes either, so instead of being creative and making some costumes himself, he decides to have everyone remain wearing their same old clothes, but with helmets stuck on their heads like they're dollar store knights. Norman tries to stop the audition, but Steele makes it clear that he's the director.
You can't call cut Norman Price. I'm the director.
Like you're getting anyone with that accent. Norman complains his line isn't big enough, which, what is that supposed to mean? But Steele tells him to screw off as he would rather give everyone tetanus with his megaphone.
Help! There's a raging inferno blazing in the old coal shed! Run for your lives! Kiss your families goodbye! Tell my mom I love her! What?
Norman Price, that is not in the script.
You know, you can just take him off the cast, right? I mean, nobody's forcing you to keep him in the show. In fact, I think you'll probably relieve everyone if you just kick him out right now.
Never fear! Norman Man is here! Cut!
Oh, you look like if Fregley turned himself into Captain Underpants. The play has started, and we're greeted with Norman blowing out our eardrums with the introduction. I bet deaf people are having a blast with this play right now. Mike's role comes up, which consists of him and his 2 other friends passing a bucket while singing. I don't even know what's going on at this point. And unsurprisingly, Norman's out there complaining that they stole his spotlight, which was never his to begin with. But I think Norman actually enjoys being embarrassed, because as long as all eyes are on him, he's living his best life. Norman then runs over to James and yells at him for not showing the crowd his non-existent main character role. The two begin to argue as the light falls onto the ground and begins spreading a fire that nearly takes everyone and everything out. But at this point, it's less about putting out flames and more about trying to stay alive in a situation that is just a never-ending circus of bad decisions and burnout hopes. Norman yells that everything's a disaster, while completely failing to realize he's the one who caused the whole damn thing in the first place. He gets rightfully chewed out by Penny, but she doesn't follow up with sending him to prison. The episode ends with Station Officer Steele announcing another play, because at this point, why even bother trying to fix anything broken in this town called Pontypanny? Let's summarize. Norman tricked his friends into going to Dillis' shop just so he could get the main part in the play, which he didn't even get anyway. He spent the whole episode trying to play the center of attention, which backfired horribly as it caused the play to be burned and nearly burn everyone alive. In the end, he got what he rightfully deserved, but I guess we can't end everything on a good note as Steele got amnesia from the whole thing as he ended up announcing the next musical. Oh, help us all. Norman can pay the price!